Yo, what's going on? It is way after 1 o'clock here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Sorry, I'm running so late, guys. But we're here now. It's 1:08 p.m. It's time for another live stream. What is today? Today's Thursday, August 29, 2024. I have lost track of days. You know what? I've never really had it. So I think that's the most fair and honest answer is that I continue to be lost. But I'm here with you guys now, and I've got a bunch of packages. They're not really this tall. They're sitting on top of another stack of boxes already, but there are a lot of packages. Plus, we have another carryover package from before. The embargo has lifted on it. Now I can show it to you guys, and I'm really excited. I think a lot of you guys have probably already seen it already. I've already seen it a bunch of times. This specific unboxing package, but I've also seen like that other shoe. I feel like I've seen it. I feel like I saw it like at Boston. Not in person, but I thought I saw people posting pictures of it, which is why I think embargoes are so weird. But that aside, yeah. Hi, how's everybody doing? Everyone that's listening on the audio only version, I've been forgetting about you guys, but I'm going to try to remember to describe everything the best that I can for those of you who are listening but not watching. And I hope you guys are doing well. We had some hot days here. It's cooling off now. But I know the rest of the parts of the country are getting some heat. So everyone that's listening to this and running in some hot weather, bring double, if not triple water. I brought triple fluids on my long run yesterday. It was a little bit more than I needed, but I was very glad to have it. You know what I mean? And then for everyone watching this later, but not live, welcome to the #1 internet running radio show on YouTube or anywhere because it's #1. So of any place. Is there a show like this on Twitch? Does anyone know? That would probably be the only place for something like this, I feel like. All right, we've got a lot of questions in here already. Well, first, we got Herm's in here. Herm, I got a package from Herm today that we're going to take a look at, too. I think it's in here. I think it's in the stack. So everybody stay tuned for that. Hope you're doing well. And Cheryl wants to know, hey, Cheryl, says, are you doing a shakeout run and other events in Chicago? There will be a shakeout run. It will be the day before. We've been doing a really big shakeout run every year. We're doing some things a little bit differently this year, so stay tuned for that. But it's still going to be, I don't know if it'll be the same time, but it'll still be the day before the marathon. So kind of like keep that space open, Frank says, if I were on Twitch, would I have to be on the treadmill while doing it? Would I? I feel like there's just regular streamers too, right? Not just like streaming the gameplay or something. I think there's just regular streamers. Although it has occurred to me, because there's two parts to this. One is that like, I remember a while back, I was going to start a Twitch channel or do a live stream on a bike trainer. And I remember I was talking to Taryn Gessel a lot about it. And then I just felt like it was a lot of work. And then the pandemic hit. And then things got hard. Lots of things got hard. So that never happened. I also thought about maybe having like a treadmill show where I actually run on the treadmill and we do this. But instead of me unboxing shoes, I was just jogging. Maybe on Zwift, I thought about that too. But then I thought the noise might be a problem. But since then, I'm like, well, Peloton has a whole company where people run on a treadmill, right? Not the whole company, but... So people must have figured that out with microphones. But I thought that would be kind of fun at some point. But now I'm like, this hour of sitting down is a good sit-down hour for me. So I kind of like how it is. And Andrew Scott says, we definitely want to see you unbox while running. Smelling shoes while I'm running too. That would be funny. All right. I feel like people are asking for the box already. Are we already at box time? You know what? We got to start with this other box. So the box on this one, it says on August, halfway through this card that was in here, that was inside the box, by the way, it says August 27th, which was 2 days ago. Share your unique content today. And then August 28th was launch day, which I kind of felt bad that I didn't post something about this on launch day for two reasons. One, because I like to adhere to embargoes when I can. And also, I know that you would have been able, some of you would have been able to buy this shoe on launch day. It's probably sold out now, but you know, I also wanted to save this for, finish it where I started. So I wanted to put it on the live stream. Okay, I didn't do much to fix it. So there was still, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to go, if mine broke. I think mine broke, so I'm not sure exactly like what it all is exactly supposed to look like. Yeah, this definitely broke, but it says rule breaking, forever faster. The rule breaking is like caution tape, you know? So then this would have stayed over here. And then there's this, designed to break rules and records, break glass. And then you get the hammer out from over here, and then you break it open. Although mine was already broken, so there wasn't much smashing to do already. And it came like distressed, I guess. So there's that. But then these are the shoes that are inside. These are the Fast RBs, I believe is what they're called. It has Nitro Elite foam. I believe it's the aliphatic TPU. This outsole looks very much like the Fast R2, but different as well. And there's 3 carbon elements in this shoe. I feel like, you know, for a while I was like, you know what? There's never going to be like real cheater shoes. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to worry about that. All this stuff about mechanical doping, it's like there's benefits, but at no point will we have to like say like that's too many. 3 carbon plates kind of feels like a lot, but they're not full carbon plates. You know, we've got kind of like the taco design here for the foam. So you've got 2 pods here of foam, and there's a piece of carbon on the top and bottom of it, and that is sandwiched in the forefoot. And then there's another big piece of, which I don't know if it's just that it curls over or if it is that big piece of Nitro Elite foam in the front. And then there is what looks like a giant amount of Nitro Elite foam in the back. Now this is, I don't even know how you would measure, how do you measure the stack height on this thing? They got to put in the caliper and goes down here, and it doesn't matter that nothing actually touches. You just go to the 75% point of the shoe. I don't even know. But yeah. Tony Macias says, remember jump soles from back in the day? They remind me of those. I had jump soles. Maybe they helped, maybe they didn't. I was a high jumper in high school. I bought them so I could dunk. I could never dunk. I got close, but not that close. So yeah. So they definitely have that idea to it. There's a running shoe that's out there that's supposed to be like a kind of like a running form trainer where they cut out the back. So there's that as well. And then wasn't there a Puma shoe that did cut out the back? I forget. Puma's been doing some weird stuff, but this is probably the weirdest, at least from what I've seen. There's no lacing on the shoe. So it's like, it kind of looks like a Fast R2, but it also has some like, it'd be like if you put the Fast R2 into AI and we're like, make it faster. And then they gave you something and then you were like, no, more. And then after like 3 or 4 exchanges, it would look like this, I feel like. But yeah, I've seen people running in them. So these aren't, so like, I feel like, okay, so the name is Fast RB Nitro Elite PR is the official name for this proto sample. Now I feel like I've seen some people running it. And the thing that I think I was thinking about wasn't there like a fashion version of the Fast R2? Does anyone remember? That came out, there was like a fashion show in Boston for that, right? I don't think that was this, but it looked a lot, maybe it was this, I don't know. This is one that I've seen people running it. My friend Johannes over at Runner's Nerd, he was doing like VO2 max tests on the treadmill on this thing. Not a lot of smell to it. Well, up here, it smells very much like rubber. And I think it's this tape that's up here that I'm smelling. Not very breathable though. You'll hyperventilate trying to breathe through that thing, or suffocate. But yeah, double pull tabs. Pretty fun. Yeah. Oh, that was the Fastroid. That's right, the Fastroid. Which I just think that's a terrible name. It sounds too much like hemorrhoid, you know. Which I feel like everyone talked and discussed that already. But yeah, that's this shoe. I think I'm gonna try to do a workout in these. I think it'll work. So look, this is completely separate. See that? And then when it does hit, it hits more foam. And there's a big power plate in here. I don't know. Look at the font. Here, look at the font that's on here. I don't know if we could see it in here. Can we see the font for power plate on here? No, it's not going to show up, is it? So this is like the normal font for that Puma uses. So this is power plate. You see it there. This is from the Deviate Nitro Elite 3. And then you could see it on the word power tape here. See that font? Look at the font here. It's like they bolded it and it ends up looking like Comic Sans almost. Isn't that? I mean, there's a lot weird going on with the shoe. But the font also bothers me. But I am very excited to try this one on. Excited to see what it weighs. We'll get to that soon. I think I got more shoes to take a look at today. We'll see. Yeah. Calvin says, I love these. I love crazy novel shoes. I'm pretty excited about it. I think I love that it just rocks back and forth. Where did it go? Martha says, can you try it in front of us just for a few steps? No, because then I don't know how to move the camera for that. That would take too long. Eric says, imagine if you stepped in poo in that junction. Yuck. That's my favorite comment. Are people worrying about the poop? All right, let's get to some other shoes. I was thinking that this is clothes, but it sounds like there's shoes in here. This is from Rabbit. I don't know where my knife is. Oh, here it is. Oh boy, dropping everything. Let's get to some other packages here. All right, there is a pair of shoes in here, but there is also clothes. Let's take a look at the shoes first. How do I get in this box? It is, oh, you know what this is? It is a Dream Chaser, and they've covered up the carbon tracks on the bottom, but it is I think this is a Chicago Marathon colorway. Or a Chicago colorway. I don't know if it's a Chicago Marathon colorway, but it's a Chicago colorway. It's the blue and white and red, and the same color of blue from the Chicago flag. I like this. This is nice. And it feels lighter. No, it's the same. It's the same as the other Dream Chasers. Well, we got that, and we've got... Well, look at this Chicago hat. There we go. That's nice. I like that. Then we've got... You guys ready for Chicago? Oh, I like this singlet a lot. It's got perforated section in the back, and then very thin, lightweight material up front. I like this Chicago logo that they made. It kind of looks like carbon fiber, the way that they've done it. Can you see that? I don't know if that's showing. Just remembering that I promised the podcast today that I would explain everything. So the singlet it's a very similar singlet to the one that the Kavuzi Run Club singlet is. I believe it's the same model. This one's light blue, and it has the rectangular pattern that they've been using. I think they started using it in Tokyo, I want to say, but it's Chicago flag colors. And then there's another one. This is a long sleeve. The long sleeve that has the laser cut holes. I have the t-shirts that have the laser cut holes, and then the long sleeve. And this one I think is gorgeous because it's a darker color. What is this, guys? This is more like a navy or just a dark blue, but it still has that same Chicago logo which they're using, which has the 4 stars for the Chicago flag. It's round and it has a white rabbit in the center of the circle. And then on the back, it has those same 4 stars going down the center of the back. So that is a super cool. I love that long sleeve. And then we've got a cinchy bag. I love these. I use these regularly when I'm going on like a long run and I've just got too many things I'm holding when I go to the car. So I put in a recovery drink mix in here, a water bottle, my camera, any other things that I'm carrying. Like, it's pretty useful to just throw a bunch of stuff in there. That way when I'm coming back out of the car, I don't have like armors full of stuff. But that's the Chicago collection from Rabbit. Calvin says, I use the cinch bags to store my super shoes. That's also a good one. My daughter, the only cinch bags that she likes are the ones that vapor flies and alpha flies come in. You know, you can try to teach them while they're young, but all right. Martha thinks that it's a navy blue. She bought the Boston one like that spring, and it's really nice. Yeah, I think I don't know if I have the Boston one. I know I have the shirt. I have a black shirt of that material. Has a laser cut holes, and I love those. Mark Peterson says that he's ready for Chicago, but we may be putting on an offer in on a house today, and if I have to move in the peak weeks of Chicago training, that could throw things off significantly. Okay, I mean, that's okay. That's fine. You know, you can still enjoy the race. You know, not everyone's training block goes smoothly, because sometimes you have life get in the way, and you just got to run the best race you can. You know, that's exactly what's happening to me. Because I guess I'll tell you guys this now. We're not going to do a live stream. We'll have no live streams next week, I think, because Monday is a holiday, right? That's Labor Day. And then Thursday, I'm going to be in Zurich to watch the Diamond League there. And Karsten Warholm, I think it's Karsten Warholm and Armando Duplantis are going to run a 100-meter race. Is that right? Let me look that up. They're going to do a 100-meter. I think it's the day before. Yeah. Yeah, it's Mondo versus Karsten in the 100 meters. So that's where we're going to be going next week, so next Thursday. So there will be no live streams. But, yeah. Who do you guys think is going to win? Calvin thinks it's Mondo. I think at 100 meters, I feel like the more fair race would have been a 150 or 200 meter, right? Because then that would be way off of what Mondo normally races, and still very different than what Karsten races. You know what I mean? Yeah, Calvin thinks it'd be Karsten if it was 200. Yeah, Adam says, wasn't Mondo going to race Sharika? He should race his former college teammate. Yeah, no, that's Sha'Carri. Yeah, I feel like that would be fun as well, to have the two LSU alum racing. I think Sharika would be more probable because I think there's the common sponsor connection that goes on there that is making this possible. And that's why I think it's Mono versus Karsten. But I do think it's going to be pretty fun. And also it's going to be the rematch of the gold of the 1500 meter Olympic race as well. So it's going to be quite a trip. Quite a trip. I'm super excited about it. All right, let's get to the next package. Let's try to find that Herm package in here. Oh, what's this? I don't know where that Herm package went. I thought I had it in here. Maybe it hasn't arrived yet. Oh, I don't think it came yet. I saw that it shipped, but it's not here yet. Oh, it's a bummer. Let's see what this is. Is this something that I ordered, or I don't remember. I don't know why this is here. It's a New Balance shirt. It's a nice one. It's nice and lightweight. It's the New Balance Standard. I don't know. I don't remember buying this. Okay. Oh, I know what this is for. This is for something else later. Oh, that makes some of this other stuff make a little bit more sense. Oh, that's one box I can't show you then. I think that's what this box is over here. I can't show you that one. Now I get it. Okay. Let's get to this next one. It's a shirt. It's a nice shirt. Got a package from Swiftwick next. Does Swiftwick send stuff to people, like their customers, in boxes? Everything that I've gotten from them, they've sent to me in a box. I have ordered Swiftwick socks before. I don't recall them coming in a box. This is the box that they sent. A lot of words in here. Pretty images. It's equipment to take you further. Ooh, this is a nice hat though. It's a CLA hat with the Swiftwick logo right in the front. I like this hat a lot. This is a very cool hat. There's a note in here. Cool. Thank you, Team Swiftwick. There we go. And then we've got ultra thin white Aspire socks. These are the lowest cut ones. No shows. Then we've got another pair of no shows. Oh, look at this one, gray and red. These guys are getting me out of my comfort zone. I usually only like black socks. We got some white mid crew Elite XT. So we got maximum cushion, state-of-the-art stability, and then ultra thin. I think I'm going to like the ultra thin the most. No show and max cushion. It's an interesting combo. But there we go. Socks from Swiftwick. I like it. You know, I'm glad that we opened up that shirt first. Because then I think if I open up that box, it would have been another... started to open up a box for you guys, and then I couldn't show it to you guys. That would have been mean, I feel like. All right, this is from Pat Projects. Ooh. I think I'm going to like this. Although, right now, it's really hot here. It's still really hot. So, I don't think... I can't imagine myself using this anytime soon, but... It is a hoodie. Look at the inside of this hoodie. There's mountains drawn on here on the inside. It's hard to show. But there we go. It's a black hoodie, and it is made out of that material that... Is there... There's like... Oh, there's a pine tree on the shoulder on this one side. It looks like a pine tree. Maybe it's not a pine tree. I'm not sure. It's a happy tree. There we go. Is this a Billy Yang shirt? It is a Billy Yang shirt. There's a Billy Yang signature on here. So we got the Billy Yang signature hoodie. And it is made out of that new material that Path Projects has been using. They have a singlet that's like this. They have a t-shirt that's like this. And that has become like one of my favorite t-shirts. It's like a not a vanilla yellow, but it's like a bright yellow. And I just absolutely love wearing it. It's super lightweight. Almost feels like an SPF shirt, but it's not clammy. It's really good. And now there's a long sleeve, so this is really nice. Very cool. Excited to wear. I'm excited for temperatures to get cool enough for me to wear that. Kurt says he knew it was the Billy Yang collab when he showed the trees. Yeah. Alf says, is that a dark sienna and a happy tree? It does look like a happy tree to me. That's what I think it is. Yeah. Eric says, fall can't come soon enough. I completely agree. I'm so hot. I deal with heat so badly. I was writing, after all my runs, I write notes. We have a spreadsheet that I use with Sage and Sandy. And I had when I came back from Paris, it was the week after I came back from Paris. When I came back from Paris, my sister was in town and weather was still kind of hot. But the following week, the week of the Democratic National Convention, it was like 70 degrees every day and the weather was fantastic. And I'd finally gotten some sleep and I'd been taking some B12 supplements because I'm low on B12. I was running fantastic. I was feeling great. I felt like a completely different runner in that week. And I was like, I don't know if it's sleep and finally eating right again and the vitamin B12 supplements finally kicking in, or if it's just that the weather's better. But I feel great. I think it was just that the weather's better. I think those other things also help, but I feel like it was just the weather. So I can't wait for it to be cooler. Calvin says he's cheating on our spreadsheet with another spreadsheet. I have many spreadsheets. You guys think that that's the only spreadsheet I have? I have many. Yeah. Melvin Yume, what's going on, Melvin? Says, yo, what's going on? Looking forward to your shakeout run in Chicago 26.2. Needing redemption from a disappointing 3:20.09 at Grandma's. Was 14 seconds off my PR. The weather and rollers killed me. Yeah. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. There was a point this summer where I was like, I don't know. I just think Chicago Marathon is just going to be a hot race from now on. I just think with the way that the weather is shifting. My wife and I have been of the theory that calendar-wise, the seasons are shifting too. They don't start and stop the same times of the year that they did. I feel like all those leap years have caught up somehow. It doesn't make sense, but it just felt weird. But also global warming and stuff. And so we were like, I think it's just going to be hot every year. But then we had that week, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where the weather was in the 70s. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe things are back to normal. Or maybe we might have a good Chicago Marathon weather year after all. So I'll keep my fingers crossed. All right. I think this is the last shoe that I'm gonna be able to open today. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it, and then we'll get the spreadsheet out. Okay. I don't know what this is. I feel like I'm hoping it's what I think it is. There's not a lot of shoes left from Hoka that I'm waiting on this year. And waiting on is a weird term because Hoka sent me a bunch of shoes and I haven't had a chance to review any of them yet. So that's on me. But I'm getting through them. We did the Deviate Nitro Elite 3 review went out. SC Trainer 3 review video went out. Today's was the Triumph 22. Glide Ride Max is going to be next. And then after that, I think it's probably going to be the Puma Mag Max after that. Or maybe what did we look at? The Pegasus Plus. One of those two. So I'm getting through them. So we got another pair of Hoka shoes. I hope it's not something that they already sent because I've been getting a lot of duplicates from them. And good news, guys. It is the shoe that I was hoping for. This is the Mach X2. Oh, yeah. All right. So, this is pretty. For those of you listening, this is gray upper with a two-tone midsole, white in the forefoot, yellow, a big swooping yellow heel portion. And you could see the carbon fiber, well, not carbon fiber, I think it's a nylon plate. It's got little winglets on the side here. On the outsole, it's got a McDonald's color scheme going on here, yellow and red. And there's two cutouts. So you could see that plastic plate in the back. So this smells like a lot of plastic. It smells very strongly of plastic. I didn't love the first Mach X. I felt like it was a stability Mach shoe. And looking at the design of this shoe, I feel like that they've taken that concept, at least visually, and are expounding upon that theme. And so I'm very curious about this shoe. I anticipate that it's a shoe that I won't love, but I'm trying to go into it with an open mind because I love the Mach series. And I'm always intrigued by X series shoes from Hoka. I don't love all of them, but this one, I really want to love this one. I think it looks pretty cool, but it's just got that giant heel. It kind of reminds me of an old like the Ultra Boost 2021. Remember those years where it just was like giant in the heel and nothing in the forefoot? It's kind of what the visual is here. But, all right. AJ says it's going to be an endorphin speed competitor. I feel like, well, at least with the Mach X1, I feel like it was closer to like something in between an endorphin speed and an endorphin shift. It's kind of like what I felt like was going on in there. So it felt like a stability speed shoe. And so like, because I like the Mach 6 so much, you know, it's like, how do you add an X to this? You know, whatever X means at Hoka, more extreme, experimental, or just played it somehow. Like, what does that mean with something like this? And with the Mach X1, it meant add a plate that stabilizes it, because this Mach might be too squishy for a lot of people, right? And so I don't think that's what the brief is on this. I don't think like that's what the designers are sitting down and like trying to hash out. But I feel like that's what I'm getting from this. But then I haven't tried this one yet, you know, so. Very breathable, but it smells like a plastic factory inside here. Doesn't smell all that great, but very breathable. Yeah, this rubber outsole feels grippier than some of these new generation of Hoka outsoles have been. So it's good. Daniel Burt says, is that a racing shoe? It could be for some people, but I don't know that it would be. I think it's still going to be more in that like endorphin speed category, or like a Deviate Nitro category, where some people might race in it. Some people might use it as a daily trainer. Some people might use it as a workout shoe. So it could be any of those is where I think this one is going to be. Some of you guys have some strong opinions on the colorways. Let's see. Hoka. I think you guys have not been liking colorways from Hoka this year. Is basically what I remember seeing. I like this one. I think this one looks great. I just don't like the red on the bottom. I don't know what color they should have gone with for the outsole. Maybe also yellow, but those red is not. Maybe it was too much yellow if they did it that way. But yeah, I kind of like it. All right. I think Kurt had a question. All right. Kurt says, I'm going to ask the question I asked on your video the other day, but if you had to make a New Balance rotation, but not limit it to, to Fresh Foam X or Fuel Cell, what would it be? I think that the Racer, okay, so for New Balance, the rotation, the Racer would be the SC Elite. The workout shoe would be the SC Pacer. The daily trainer would be the Rebel. And then I think for max cushion, I would use, the Bayless doesn't work for me, but the Bayless is where, the more would be the max cushion and the Bayless would be the long run shoe. I mean, so I think but I feel like the thing that's a shame about that is the 1080 is so good that it's a shame that doesn't make it in there, but I do prefer the Rebel over the 1080 because you could do some workouts in that shoe. So, you could do workouts with the 1080 too, but I don't know. So I think I'd go like Fresh Foam for my stuff where I want it to be a little bit more bouncy and chill, and then Fuel Cell for the faster stuff. But I feel like from New Balance, the SC Elite isn't as good as like that end of the spectrum from New Balance isn't as good as the other end of the spectrum from New Balance is at that job. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not saying that you should use a Balos instead of the SC Elite 4, but I'm like, the SC Elite 4 is good. I feel like shoes like the Balos and the More and the 1080 are great. Really great. I love those. You know what I mean? So like, that's what makes it hard. But I feel like that's how I would mix and match it. Kind of like 1080 or Rebel in the middle, and then for faster stuff, Fuel Cell, and then for more routine stuff where I like the bouncy fun, that's where I go to Fresh Foam X. Kurt C says the Rebel used to be a more speed shoe. That's what I think, but I've talked to the designer or the product manager. I forget his exact title, but I talked to one of the bosses over at New Balance about it, and we've had many conversations over the years, usually at TRE, about how the Rebel, according to New Balance, has always been intended to be a daily trainer, even from version 1. Remember that weird lateral flange thing that it had? That was supposed to be a daily trainer. Rebel 2, Rebel 3, Rebel 4 is always supposed to be a daily trainer. And I said that until 4, it has not been a daily trainer. And it's always been a surprise to me that they've tried to position it that way, especially when there wasn't. I guess they had the Fuel Cell TC for a little while, which I really wish they would bring that shoe back. But when they didn't have the Fuel Cell TC in the lineup, there wasn't a workout shoe. You know what I mean? You were just supposed to use like the RC Elite or something, you know? So it's been confusing over at New Balance for me. Like, I feel like they've been intending one thing and we've been getting something else, which isn't that unusual. Think about the Mach X, for example. They're intending one thing and I feel like I'm getting something else. And also I was just talking to someone in a comment. They were asking, like, isn't the Challenger supposed to be like the Road to Trail shoe from Hoka? I'm like, kind of, but what they say and what they've given us are different things, you know? So that's how I feel. Sometimes there's just mixed messages, you know? And Mark Peterson says, the lateral flange from the Rebel version 1 fit my weird foot shape so well. I miss it. Mark, what does your foot look like? I'm going to have to see your foot next time I see you. And Kurt says the same thing. He says same. Kurt also has a weird foot shape where the lateral flange worked. And Calvin says, I supinate, so lateral flanges feel so nice. Like the Adios Pro 3 is amazing. I ran in the Adios Pro 3 yesterday. That shoe still is really good. Did I tell you about the conversation I had about the Adios Pro 3 with Adidas? I told you this. I told you guys this story, right? So it was at Boston this year, and at Boston, Adidas had they had rented out a bunch of space in one of their they had a couple of hotels rented out. I don't know if they rented out the whole hotels, but they had a couple of hotels, and in one of them they had rented out all this conference room space where they were holding a lot of activities and stuff. And in the back part, like in a lot of conference rooms, banquet halls, there's like those sliding partitions. So they set up these sliding partitions to create a sub room, and in that room was a lot of future product. And we were having a conversation I was like, Adios Pro 3 has been out for a long time, and the person from Adidas goes, "Do you know why Adios Pro 3 has not been updated?" And I was like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Because we made such a good shoe, and we promised ourselves we weren't going to make an update just to make an update. We made such a good shoe that we haven't been able to top ourselves. So that's why we're still on Adios Pro 3. So I was like, "Oh, okay. That's a very confident answer. That's a great way to answer that." And I'm sure it's true. They feel like they haven't been able to improve on the Adios Pro. So, I mean, they did give us the Evo, but it's a subset, not the whole, a different kind of Adios Pro, I guess. But yeah. Galvin says lie detected. I do think that the Adios Pro 3 is a good shoe. I think it gets forgotten a lot. And because I was telling him, the way it came up was, he was like, "How come you don't talk about the Adios Pro 3 more?" And I was like, "The shoe's how old now? It hasn't been updated. You got to give me an update. You can't just keep releasing new colorways and expect the running world to go nuts over it, And that's when he was like, well, he actually made a cameo in the Sprint miniseries. Did you guys watch that? So in a lot of the events where Noel's mom is there in the stands, she's in the stands in like an Adidas section. I don't know if it's an Adidas section, but like I'm guessing like Adidas just bought up a bunch of tickets one day for some of these meets. And so there's a section of them there. And so I'm like, oh, it's like there's Noel's mom, and then she's surrounded by like Adidas execs. So one of these guys was like, he's like, "Why don't you talk about the Adios Pro 3? And I was like, well, it's because you haven't updated it. And that's when he told me why they haven't updated it. Sega Dreamcast says, "The Adios Pro 3 is my preferred marathon workout shoe, nearing 200 miles in, and it's still fantastic." I have 3 pairs of the Adios Pro 3. He just keeps sending them to me. My first pair, this one up here, the one of the rods broke. It snapped. It makes a clicking sound when I run in it. This is the pair over here. I don't know. How do I reach over? There we go. This is the pair, the blue one they gave me before New York Marathon last year. And then the one that's missing, I ran in yesterday. Right there's a yellow pair. Because they gave me before Boston last year. And I've been running that. I think that shoe has 30 or 40 miles in it. The black pair that has a broken rod had 60 miles in it. So I just haven't put a ton of miles in Adios Pros. I probably put in over 100 in my across the 3, but 200 miles in it is great. Kurt says next time I see him in New York, he's going to have to wear his Rebel version ones. I think you should. That'd be fun. I wish I still had mine. I don't have that one anymore. All right. All right. Roberto Munoz has a running shoe question. Should we play that sound? Says, "I'm a new runner, 190 pounds, and my long runs are about 10 miles at 10:30 pace. Would I benefit from running in the new Hoka Skyward?" So the Skyward X, because the other one's Skyflow, right? Yeah. So the Skyward, and that's this shoe over here. I think so. I mean, it depends on what you're currently running in. I feel like this shoe is a fantastic long run shoe, whether that's a long run with a little bit of speed in it, or you just want something to be really cushioned. Now, this Skyward X does have a carbon fiber plate in it, but I think the way it's designed, there's a lot of holes in it, and I think that the way you could see these like little pieces sticking out indicate that it's a little bit more for stability than it is for springiness. And I think that's to make sure that you got a lot of soft cushion in a package that's not going to be too unstable. So I feel like you should check it out. I think you might really like it. I've always felt like the Skyward X is what the Bondi X should have been. I don't know why it's not a Bondi X2. Because I think it would have made a lot of sense, and I think they would have probably sold a lot more. And I was listening to the podcast Mr. Rubio used to run, the Running Warehouse podcast, where they had Believe in the Run on there. They were talking about the shoe, and I felt like we're all on the same page, where this is a great, like, just max cushion style shoe. You want to get out there, you want to hit some mileage PRs, like I've never run this far before, that kind of thing. You're going to be in it a long time. I do think that the Skyward X is a pretty good choice. All right. Okay. Frank says, I feel like Hoka's plates have always been for stability rather than springiness. I would agree with that. I would. Okay. Let's get the scale out before we close out today. Because we got some 2 new shoes in here. By the way, what do you guys want me to review first? Do you guys want me to do Mag Max first or Pegasus Plus? Let me know. I'll do whatever you guys say. I can go either way. All right, I gotta get the spreadsheet. Oh, sorry. I was unprepared. I was late today. I was unprepared for the spreadsheet. Sorry about that. And then I gotta share the screen. Here we go. Okay. Boom. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. So you guys are saying, Calvin says do the Mag Max. Kurt says do the Puma. Luke's here. Oh, hey, what's going on, Luke? Do you guys follow Luke Talbot's YouTube? You should follow Luke Talbot. He's also an Illinoisan, a very fast runner, and makes some really good videos. You should check him out. All right, Luke is a Nike guy, so he wants to see the Peg Plus. Andrew says Peg Plus is a great shoe. Don't listen to the haters. Calvin says Peg Plus is a pretender to the Turbo Throne. I feel like then that's a vote for Peg Plus. Ryan Dineen also says Peg Plus. I feel like it started out strong, Kurt, with lots of Puma votes, but then I feel like we're ending on Nikes. Kurt thinks it's even votes. All right, there's still time to vote, but let's do some work here. All right, we got the Puma Fast. I'm just gonna call it Fast RB. I know the full name is something else. Where did I put that sticker? It's the Fast RB Nitro Elite PR. Okay, that's a lot of words, but we're just gonna do Fast RB, and then we're gonna do Hoka Mach X2. All right, 0 right. These are both size 9s, and these are road shoes. Okay, let's get some weights going here. Oh my, this is so heavy. Oh my gosh. That can't be right. That can't be right. Oh, see, I got a different weight that time. Okay. Okay, you guys aren't going to believe this. Oh my goodness. This shoe weighs 12.7 ounces and 360 grams. It's so heavy. Why is it? I mean, I could see why it's so heavy, but this is a heavy shoe. Oh my goodness. Kurt almost had it. Frank asked this before. Is there a reason to keep the left-right column? I'm not sure that there is. I think the reason why... Oh, there is one shoe that's in here that is a left. And that is... did I weigh it? Yeah. The one shoe that's in here... Oh, the Wave Rebellion Flash. I just think I did it at 0 miles. I just weighed the wrong one. And then I do have a signed Adios Pro 3 signed by Haile Gebrselassie. Is it a size 9? It is a size 9, but I only got one. He only gave me one. Someone else has the right one. I'm guessing he signed both sides. But that's why there's some in the left and right. We could probably just leave an asterisk on some of those. But for now, I'm just going to leave it there. All right, let's get the Mach 2 on here. Oh, it's a featherweight in comparison. All right. This one's coming in at 250 grams or 8.8 ounces. Not super light, not super heavy. I feel like that's a pretty good number. Luke says that's such a cool signed shoe to have. It is. It is a very cool signed shoe to have. I was there for Road to Records and with a bunch of media, and he had signed a bunch of pairs for us to check out. That was the same day where someone asked him if he thought he could have broken the 2-hour barrier in his prime if he had the Evo Pro 1. He was like, oh, yeah, for sure. That guy's amazing. He's super cool too. He was cheering on the runners hard for that Road to Records event. He was out there. All right, let's get these things weighed. All right, or like not weighed, they're already weighed. Let's get them in here. All right, we're in the grams section, and then we're gonna do a data sort. Okay, the Puma Fast RB is one of the heaviest shoes we've had on this channel. The only thing heavier is a weightlifting shoe from Tier, and the Deckers Lab U Enduro Max GTX Mid, a giant hiking shoe. It's one of the only hiking shoes that's in here. So like as far as road shoes go, it's the heaviest road shoe we've had in here, heavier than a lot of the casual shoes. Whew. All right. And then we've got the Hoka Mach X2. It's coming in at the same weight as the Mount to Coast R1 and only barely lighter than the New Balance Velos. And lighter than the Pegasus Plus. So I feel like it coming in at the same weight as the Pegasus Plus, though, is good. Is good for the Mach X2. I feel like that's kind of like a good place to be for that shoe. What do you think? Oh, Sega Dreamcast says, do you want me to weigh the updated Dream Chaser? I could do that. Where did I put it? Okay. I don't know where it went. I don't want to weigh the left one because we just went into like all this discussion about the left one. But it's a mess in here, and now I can't find it. I found it. It's over here. Here's the right shoe. Let's get the let's get the spreadsheet back out. Okay. As long as we're here. We got Rabbit, Dream Chaser, Chicago edition, 0 right 9 road. Okay. Oh, got a different weight. Okay, 11.1 ounces. What was it 316 grams. It's a lot of grams. Okay, so let's see where that falls in compared to the other Dream Chasers. I'm getting good at sorting, guys. Yeah, same exact weight as the other Dream Chasers. I'm surprised about that. Yeah, so the extra rubber that they put on the bottom of the shoe to cover up these tracks, it seems like this little amount of rubber is causing the shoe. It's not like they added it because it's not like they just taped on pieces of rubber here. I feel like this is a slightly different pattern. So there might be a little bit more rubber going up, extending past where the carbon tracks are. But it seems like it's adding 0.6 ounces of weight compared to the original one, that Boston edition of the Dream Chaser, and I have the Dream Chaser Chicago edition. So there, that's a surprise. Eric Paramount says, that's a lot of grams, said Pablo Escobar. Oh, wait. Luis says, but the other one's a half size bigger. Is it? Oh, wait. You're right. See? Oh, okay. Good eye there. So the other Dream Chaser is a half size bigger, and it's the same weight. So this one is heavier than the last one. I wonder if it has to do with the dyes. Maybe it's a different lace. I don't know. Maybe it is yet another. I'll have to go look at the other Dream Chaser now. I wonder if the rubber is different on that one than this one. But anyway, another 11.1. You guys are so observant. Interesting. Mark Peterson wants another column in here. Weight per size. Ounce per ounce. How much does this shoe weigh? The weight size to weight ratio. Oh boy. All right. I think we've gotten loopy here. I think that's enough for today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Remember, there won't be any live streams next week because there's gonna be a holiday. So for those of you who have Monday off for Labor Day, enjoy the day. I think it's a bank holiday in a lot of other countries as well. And then I'll be gone Thursday in Zurich. So, I mean, if anyone's going to be in Zurich, hit me up. We should hang out. But yeah, I'm going to be checking out the activities then. And I'll catch you guys when I get back the following Monday. So I'll see you then in September. So until then, be safe out there, everybody, especially with this last few days of heat, of extreme heat anyway. And I'll see you guys soon.